All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Without further ado, guys, time to get this one on the road. So, guys, as always, good morning, good afternoon, a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Welcome to another edition of the London session. Very interesting times, guys. It is extremely volatile out there. Crazy times here. Obviously we have gold, the metals markets in general just making massive pullbacks. We'll have a chat about that, what perhaps could be causing it moving forward. We'll also obviously have a look at XAUUSD and any other pair as per request. But guys, what you need to do is just now do me a favor, if you could, YouTube, don't forget, smash that like button. Let's get the masses onto the stream and let's have a good one. So looking forward to it. It's going to be difficult, in all honesty, guys. It's going to be really difficult because of the stop loss issue. These candles are huge. They do not look it, but they are. If you just pull out the ruler tool, measure from high to low, there is a $98 move within this one candle. So you can just see to the left here, even these small candles, there's some $50 move. So it's just really difficult at the minute. I did leave a message into my members group saying be very careful out there. To be honest, I did have limit order set on silver. I did actually take a silver position near the market open, and it did secure some really nice profit on it. It came back to entry and got stopped out. Also had a limit order which I've removed. I did remove it because I didn't like the way prices approaching it back at $75, and I do believe it could bleed a little bit further. So we'll have a look at any pairs per request, guys, as well. So once again, if you could just quickly smash that like button for me and let's get underway, guys. Any charts, any questions, anything you'd like me to take a look at, please feel free to pop those into the chat and I'll get to you all shortly. Just going to start up the Zoom call in case I need to annotate, and then I'll share that link with my team also shortly. Let's have a look at news, see what we've got moving forward for the week ahead, on today being the Monday the 2nd. So we've got nothing scheduled in array of any high impact news for our session. Obviously we do have ISM manufacturing PMI moving forward into the MI session, a couple of hours into it. Tomorrow's a big day for the Aussie dollar. They are expecting a rate hike, so the Aussie dollar has been doing some good things, and I do believe it could also continue bullish. Yeah, so we'll see. Obviously those who are interested in the Aussie dollar, big day for it tomorrow. Moving forward for the week, some more high impact news on Tuesday for the US dollar. Pretty much throughout the whole week there's high impact news for the US dollar, so we have to be really wary of that. Obviously the cash rate decision for the pound and the euro as well, so going to be a big one throughout, guys. So just be wary of all the news to come as per the usual. But anyway, guys, enough of that. Let's have a look at the charts. That's what we're here for. And let's start with the gold, starting at that weekly time frame to begin. And wow, what a rejection it was to end the previous weekly candle. Current weekly has no upper wick. You guys know exactly how I feel about that. There is not necessarily need for it to pull back up and create the upper wick. Could it do so? It could definitely do so. There's a high chance at this point any pullback, as long as it's met by resistance, it's just going to continue to shift this thing back down. As far as a level here though, where it really has potential to bounce again, we've got the level on the weekly at that 43.30 sort of region. So if anyone is currently running sells and you're after a slightly wider target, although that could be taken out in literally minutes the way gold is moving, I'd be targeting at 43.32 sort of region for any potential sell options. Onto the daily, and what we can see is, guys, structure in itself could technically flip bearish on the daily time frame on the closure of today's candle. So long as it closes below this swing point roughly around that 45.50, it would confirm a structure flip. Nonetheless, what we do have is counter probabilities being to the downside, which is more important in regards to potential scalps. So again, just be looking to see within this candle where price potentially could make a pullback to. We want to see the sellers step back in, push price back down for some potential sell options. Now what we can see is though the daily has tapped into that support to the left here around at 44.50. So it is a level just a tad higher up to that weekly level, where the daily suggests we potentially could bounce from the current level. So it's likely going to be support here in the 4 hour. Let's now make our way down to it, and what we can see is we definitely have flipped the structure here on the 4 hour time frame. Wow, what a matter of a day or two can make the difference it can make here on gold, because we were so bullish last week, and now guys, trading wise, believe it or not, I'm bearish. Just gonna mark in this as the most recent support. We will adjust it accordingly shortly, and that is the lows there on the 4 hour. Moving to the upside here, we're far off the resistance, so we won't bother too much about it just for now. We'll market it on the M15. We have just had no absolute, just no concern at all for these levels on the way down, just burst straight through them on to the all-important 15-minute time frame now. And what we can see is we are also bearish on that particular time frame. This is the most recent resistance form within the current daily candle, so that could be a level where price could potentially pull back to look to grab a little bit more upside liquidity. The level within the current daily candle, which obviously has a lower high, lower low to our previous daily candle, it is a level to me that if we did respect, I do believe there's a good chance we're not going to create that upper wick, and we could continue to the downside. So off the back of that, definitely would consider the options to take a sell from back around that 4688 to 4700 region. Now aside from that guys, so that will obviously look like something like so. Now it doesn't necessarily need to pull the way back to that point, seeing we are now in a very strong downtrend for the time being. What we could do is just make a lower high pullback, so potentially even to the previous support here to the left, just see if it lines up with anything. It is a 1 hour interruption here. The issue with that though guys, I hazard a guess the stop loss would be over 1,000 pips. We're looking at, yeah, it's more than $100 for a scalp. Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy stuff. So it's not something I'm not going to set the limit order guys. I'm not going to set it again. I'm not comfortable with that at the minute, so I'm just going to wait maybe and see how price reacts to that wick, and if we can get perhaps a reasonable stop loss, which is highly unlikely, but if we can look for maybe a potential sell from on that rejection of that wick here to the left, which is the 1 hour interruption candle itself. Aside from that, let's see what other potential options there are. So we've tapped into a level here to the left hand side. I'm on the 30. Let's go to 15. Let's see what we've got below it as well guys. So below it, there is a little bit of mud, but again, the way these candles are formulating today, they're just so volatile, such volume. I mean, it's likely going to make the move into that support. So what probably best to do is just drag this support down, to be honest, because as we can see below 43.90 here, 92, it is a hell of a lot cleaner. And if it does actually pop below that point there, then I do believe this thing could really drop again. That level I mentioned on the weekly will definitely come into play, or very good chance it would come into play. So very strong level of support that we're currently at, but with the momentum being so strong to the downside, it could burst through it. Any other options? Well, again, overall guys, I'm still bullish, to be honest. I'm still bullish on gold. I couldn't care less. I actually like this pullback. I really want silver to dump more as well. So again, you guys know how I feel about silver as an actual asset, so I'd like to purchase some more. So otherwise guys, look, if gold does begin to form some structure from the downside here, you'd really want a couple of a strong closure on at least the 1 hour time frame, preferencing the 4 hour, which would be a long wait if it was to eventuate. But to me, that is the only time I would consider any buy option. So I'm very bearish for today, to be honest guys. That is my market update of gold. Yeah, so hopefully that made sense. And let's quickly move on to have a look at German 40. So China seen some members group. This also had a bit of a sell-off off the back of gold, and obviously Bitcoin had a massive sell-off as well. Was trading below 75k before. I'll back up a bit. So German 40 to me is also quite bearish. Let's just quickly do the rundown. The weekly closed bearish, quite a strong bearish candle in the end. Current candle has already broken low of the previous. Counter probabilities now to the downside. Daily also counter probabilities to the downside here. Open with a big gap down, fill that gap, and we are once again heading back down towards the current daily candles low. 4-hour structure is also technically bearish here, but it is at some pretty solid support. So let's pull up the drawings again. Got a level just below it, because the reason being is a bit cleaner on the 15 once you get below that point. Actually, it's not really, to be honest. I was looking at before. You really need below the 4-hour support. What I really love to see is just a clean break, a really clean break of it. Price pull back to retest, form some resistance, and that's when I'd start to consider continuation or sells below support here on German 40. Otherwise, I just patiently wait for it to pull back to a level of interest. Do now have a level also you could probably just mark in here. I'd use that level 24,320 roughly to 35. If price did begin to reject that point, so long as you have the right catalyst, so long as you've got the margin, so long as the stop loss isn't massive, then potential sells from that level would be also not a bad option. So you'd preference it making a clean pullback to that point now and strong rejection for the sells. Otherwise, I'd be all about the sells moving forward on German 40. If I was to trade it, 24.38 roughly is another level, and back at the high time frame resistance at 24.85 up to 24.585 roughly. So those German 40 guys, again, make of that what you will, but in the meantime, if you could, please guys, show some love for the stream and just quickly take a moment of your time to smash that like button for me, and I'll get to you guys just this minute. Yeah, it's crazy stuff, guys. It's really, I was confident with placing limit orders over the weekend, which obviously can't do while our market's closed, but I was telling my guys that I'm likely going to place a limit order on silver at 75. I had it open until very close to when it was about to be triggered in, and I just don't feel comfortable with it, with the volatility at the moment. So I'm just gonna wait for a cleaner entry. And gold, look, 4,500, I was considering it, and it still could pop back above that point, but again, I'd just rather wait for a cleaner confirmation before I jump into positions with the volatility being as it is. Tony Gold, good day to you. Crispy Honeybee, hello to you. Bartman, yep, appreciate it. Franco, good morning to you, brother. Post Scotland, that's what you call corruption at the finest. Golf Sniper, Golf Sniper, nice one. Exited markets with more money than I've ever had after the corruption drop. No longer am I getting involved. Oliver Grayson, good day to you. After full-time support homeless people. Oh, if you support him, good work, mate. How's the corner? Hope you're well. All good, mate. All good. Just watching gold do its thing. It's been absolutely crazy. Yeah, what a day. I mean, gold has continued to sell off, and wow. Absolutely bonkers here. $491 move from open to the lowest point so far. How much was that previous day's candle? 760. I mean, that's more, but who knows? Now, what caused this, guys? What are you guys hearing? Let me just allow TikTok to join if they wish. I'm telling you straight off the bat, guys, it's really not going to be easy today. It's one of those days where it would honestly not be a bad idea just to let the market settle and see perhaps if it does, you know, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, the volatility settles down and things start to move a little bit more normal. These candles aren't $100 each one. So I'm going such low risk, and to be honest, the trade I took this morning was on a side account, just a small account, literally just trying to flip a smaller account at the minute while it's just crazy, because I'm not willing to risk big money. And you know, if you are, I understand it, but to me it's just way too volatile. Like, if you could be up literally 50 pips and then back down 100 pips in the blink of an eye, basically. It's not my cup of tea. I do like volatility, obviously it's good for scalpers, but it's like this, you're best just to risk a certain percent of trade as opposed to a fixed lot. That's what I've said to my team, so I'm sure they're listening. James, looking at G, buys from support, new 1 hour. It's a good level. I mean, not sure what else he got going for it though, to be honest, because that too is also selling off quite hard throughout the day. M30, is that got anything? M30 was strong bullish, but you got some resistance up ahead. Look, as far as the level, I can understand if you want to maybe, you know, the anticipation this could be the lowest point of the weekly / daily. Would help if you actually did have the data. That's something I asked Tommy, but yeah, I can understand the level. I just don't know if there's the right confirmation to jump in just yet. TikTok at A.C.U, welcome. So watching, obviously gold massive self, but it's just bouncing at the minute. It's crazy stuff here today on both gold and silver. KT, blessings might be a dumb question, but why is gold moving a couple of ticks and so pricey? All right, so I was about to get to that, but I thought I'll let you guys in on the conversation. Silver is up, man. Agata. Silver is just all over the shop. Is this gold? All right, so potentially a few things. One thing that I did hear about over the weekend was the fact that the Basel III Accord is now in effect. So what that states is that basically all the major players, so the big banks, had to exit any paper positions by the end of January. So literally January the 31st, they had to be out of their paper contracts. And obviously if that's the case, then they had to sell out and they dumped the market. So that is one thing. So that's something that obviously to do with the different players when it comes to the world financial system. Obviously Trump as well, and so on and so forth. So maybe have a look into that, the Basel III Accord. That is one thing that potentially could have dumped the markets. Also the fact that Trump apparently has named his preference for, or the next head of the Fed. But the thing is that he apparently, I can't remember the guy's name, but apparently he is one to usually, well, he was opposed to, I think last time when Powell was in, well, Powell's in power, isn't he, the incumbent just now? But I think initially he was wanting rates to rise, where at some point with Powell or before, I think who was the one before, I can't remember. So basically he was opposed to their direction. So he was more in favor of raising interest rates when, you know, in the economy, obviously when they have crazy inflation and, you know, so on and so forth. So apparently though, he's also one to eventually follow the lead of what he's been directed to do. So that's a weird one, because if that's the case, then you think then he's more likely going to allow rates to come down, because that's what Trump wants. He wants, you know, the rates in the US to be basically nothing, interest rates. So if that's the case, then you think that'd be a really good thing for gold and silver. but maybe it was just the initial, you know, aftermath of what could potentially happen. So that is another thing that may have influenced a bit of a sell-off, but to be honest, I believe it was more the Basel III Accord, so the banks needing to be out of paper positions before the end of January 31st, and that was something that had the bill had been drawn up and been agreed upon and all that years ago, guys. Apparently about three or so years ago during the pandemic time, and it was for that particular date. So have a look into it. So interesting, that potentially is what has pushed the market, but obviously it is very volatile out there. Gold is just shifting and skipping pips, dollars. So is silver. So just be really cautious today, guys. You bear in mind your stop loss is going to be a lot wider, so lower your risk. Trust me. Carl the World is ending full margin sells now. Good morning, thank you, mate. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Getting old, mate. Getting old. 44 years old today. Wow. Still feel like I'm 24 though. But anyway, still match it with anyone that age, I guarantee you. James, want a bullish engulfing and 30 closing 1 hour week. GU? Oh, you got close to it. Yeah, you got close to it. Definitely, I see the reason why you want to get involved at that level. Just me, it could reject at any point though. But what are these counters like on GU today? As far as, yeah, they're normal, so that's all right. I was gonna say, what about stop loss and that? Wow, gold back up she goes, back above 4,500. Risk and relax. 1,000 pip in 15 counter. It's crazy, isn't it? It's a $100 candle. That's just nuts. I mean, even silver, the candles themselves, silver for the most part wouldn't even move more than a couple dollars a day. These candles, you got a $3 move within, you know, just a small candle there. Current candle would be roughly the same. In the past, silver would literally maybe move, you know, from top to bottom, maybe $5 for the whole day. It's berserk at the minute. Might regret removing that $75 limit order in silver. I'm not sure, to be honest, but I just didn't feel comfortable with the volatility. Because if it rips, it rips. It could just easily rip. Sunboss Gone Lens, good morning to you. Came to learn from live stream today. My account is gone. Your account is gone? I'm assuming you got wrecked by gold. Unfortunately, that's not happy to hear it, mate, but it's unfortunate it happens. But yes, at least you are here to now learn. So chill, relax, pay attention, and yeah, hopefully you'll learn a thing or two and come back bigger, better, and stronger. Laura, thank you so much, appreciate it. Crispy Honeybee, thank you. Life is good, thank you, appreciate the birthday wishes, guys. Thank you very much. We'll let you guys in soon, my team. All right. All right, link posted to my members. What to do with gold today? What to do? Again, we've got the 1 hour interruption there, so I'm just going to mark it in because we can perhaps look to see how price reacts to it. Michael, happy birthday. Thank you, mate. Carl, listen needs to move forward. Yep, I agree. God wreck me. Had the worst weekend ever, thinking, but I just tried my best to relax and look right back. That's all you can do, mate. Honestly, it's happened. You know, it's happened to me for sure. It's happened to me back in the day. It happened to me multiple times. It's just, yeah, you just need to chill, and it's just how you pick yourself up from it and realize it's not over until if you give up. Basically, giving up is admitting defeat. So you just need to again reassess, have a look at where you went wrong. So maybe it was to do with obviously you're over risking by the sounds of it. Unless you just got wrecked because you got slipped, which could happen, but still you would have been probably over risking either way. So let it be a lesson learned. What you should be doing is definitely noting it, definitely coming up with a game plan, which should definitely include what you're going to risk per day, per trade. And then come back, follow your plan, have a plan, follow it, and just don't deviate. Let it sink, let it hurt for a bit. Let it be a lesson. To be honest, that's what I did when I had that situation. I had a very similar situation. I've mentioned it before many times, and it hurt. It bloody hurt. Honestly, it was the worst weekend of my life, but it was kind of needed, to be honest, because I came back such a better trader after a week off from it. Came back ready. I came back committed to doing things right and not destroying another account, and not look back since. So think of the positives ahead. German 40, wow, Jesus. What to do with that? What to do with German 40? Thank you, all good. Some lost gold lens. TikTok going down 3.4k. Howdy, MD. Who knows, mate? Who knows? Anything could happen. Could dump within a day to that point. I would love for it to do so, to be honest. Herbert, are you trading in this market? Not the minute, mate. It's just so volatile. The stop losses are huge. Did trade earlier today, very risky, but again, it wasn't on my normal account. It was on a side small account. I was just literally trying to flip it, and I did make a 20+% move on it, and that was it. That was a silver trade, not a gold trade. YZ, so we'll go back down then up. It could. I mean, again, I don't have a crystal ball to be able to tell you that for sure. It is at a level of interest though where it could potentially bounce, which also lines up with the 4,500 flat region. So if the back of that, I mean, anyone who had limit orders maybe at 4,500 could be a really good entry point, to be honest, as long as you were able to ride the drawdown, because there would have been a fair bit of it. So yeah, I mean, very tough to predict the markets at the moment. Herbert, how much to join your membership? It's, well, if you use the code above my head on the TikTok stream, 15% off. It's about 20, what's that, $25.50 a month US. Yeah, so definitely worth it. Not just saying it, but I know because I've been involved into other groups and definitely didn't get the value that I give out, and I give it out for a lot cheaper. But none of them include, of course, none of them include all these live calls after the stream with the members group. None of them include updates, longer term position updates. Just nothing compared to what I offer. But yeah, definitely I like to give my team value for money. Sunbus Gone Lens, thank you for your kind words, sir. I appreciate it. I'll have a game plan now. Do it, mate. Do it. Honestly, do it. Send me an email if you want in the description down below of your game plan. I can look over it quickly for you and let you know just where, you know, what I'd add to it, and then just follow it. Make it your blueprint moving forward. Carl Gem40 looking like you just have to take a trade from your levels once you get a candle in direction. Yeah, just ping pongs, that's it, literally. I mean, it's pretty true to the levels as well, but if you wait for a confirmation, I mean, you just don't get it. Not even in 1 minute really, because to me, I mean, if you're saying, well, rejection wick, this candle would have had to close really weak bearish, and that would suggest perhaps it's a liquidity candle for price to push back up. I don't see any option there, to be honest. It's really tricky. Just want to quickly look at Bitcoin as well here, and just the high time frame picture, because I've heard a lot of people saying it's going to absolutely tank. Well, the weekly, a very strong catalyst candle, and that previous weekly candle, really strong bearish close below the bodies of the candles here to the left. It's so far respected that support though, lines up with some resistance. So daily, that is at a potential reversal point, but the issue is, as we've seen all throughout since it topped out at 126, any pullback is just a shallow one, and then it dumps a lot harder. So once again, it could potentially just create that lower high scenario, grab a little bit more upside liquidity, and eventually begin that waterfall yet again. 4 hour also extremely bearish here on Bitcoin. Once again, is at a strong level of support. Just want to mark that in. So pretty much includes all that to the left. Lot plenty of below 72. The similar to gold, similar to silver, it is at a level it could potentially bounce off, but I'd wait for a strong confirmation, and that would be at least a close above the most local resistance, and try to couple it with, again, maybe a really strong, well, this is the 4 hour, I was looking at 15, so 15 could drag that up. Yeah, I'd look to couple of it with the 4 hour, a strong bullish close above that resistance, and then that could be the point where price potentially turns. Doesn't mean it's all of a sudden back bullish. It could just be a short-lived pullback within a high time frame picture, grab some more upside liquidity before it continues to move back down. I mean, where could Bitcoin go to in a high time frame picture? I mean, that, I think honestly that 60k and then down to 50k could be on the cards if it does shit the bed yet again, which will make the altcoins absolutely bleed. I mean, you'll have a lot of the dinosaur coins, XRP, that will be back at really good buy-in levels. I mean, XRP likely back below $1. Ethereum back below 2k. Solana probably back below around that $50-60 mark, I'm assuming. I don't even know what it's worth at the minute. What's at 100 just now? Wow, how's that for a sell-off though? It's lost 2/3 of its value. Mind you, I was in that at $30 and I sold out. I was in it at less. I was in it when it flash crashed like 18. My phone was around that $18 to $20 mark, and I needed the cash at the time. Sold out around 30. Them's the breaks. Jay, does it seem to turn around now at 4,400? Well, it did tap into that level and it's bouncing off it, but again, it could just be a short-lived pullback here if we create that lower high. So the level of interest is the most recent resistance form within a current day's candle, plus this 1 hour interruption candle low, which normally I would be setting a limit order at that candle's low, but with more than 1,000, sorry, pip stop loss because you got a $100 candle here, I'm not willing to do it. I'm really not willing to do it. So I'd rather just see how price reacts to it. Maybe go down to the 5-minute as well and seeing if off the back of that I can get a reasonable stop loss, but something I can trust, which is, and it's going to be difficult. It really is, guys. Some of Skull Lands where I can get cross to you is there a link? In the description, mate, in the description below. It's got all the details. Should have my email and all that. Marco, thank you for the sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you to the 3 new followers. Thank you to everyone on YouTube. It is 44th birthday stream, so it's another day in the end, isn't it? It's just, you don't really like when the birthdays come along when you get, you know, past that 40. Wish they take a little bit longer, come around again. But yeah, I'm still feeling like I'm, you know, 24, so still mixing with the best of them. AWS multimedia, gold moving 100 pips in sec. Yeah, I know, mate. It's not making things easy. Market's following trade it is at the minute, so that's why I'm cautious to place buy limits. Although I did at the start of the day place one, but I did remove it. So that was 75 on silver. It's currently trading at 73. Got to as low as 71. Did buy in though very early in session open. I caught this move back up, basically, literally, and made a nice profit from it. Very risky, but I was willing to accept that risk, and it was on, again, a side account. Not willing to accept it on the main account, because if you get wrecked and you get slipped, and if it, you know, pumps or dumps against you, it's just not worth it, because it can rip through your stop loss. So I was being responsible, being irresponsible, if that makes sense. Byron, thank you. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Herbert, personally waiting for 4650 area, see how it reacts, and can you continue the sells from that area. That's fair enough, mate. That's pretty much the area I'm looking at. Out of interest, do you have any long-term investments in silver? Looking, yes, I do, but not paper silver, so not leveraged, physical. I own physical, and so for me, I don't have to worry. There's no worry when it dumps, because I'm not forced to liquidate my position. I don't need to liquidate my own position. For me, it's just another opportunity. It's just hard to get more at the minute. It's so hard. So freaking hard to get your hands on any silver and gold, for that matter, to be honest. Gold is more readily available still here in Oz. Silver isn't. Silver is a real battle at the minute to get your hands on. So for me, I want it to drop because I want to still buy more. It's not something I plan on selling anytime soon, because I have conviction that silver is going to get to 4 figures. Honestly. Not saying anytime soon, but I have conviction it will get there. So for me, this sell-off is, for me, it's just a potential opportunity to get in some more. Kevin, this is real stream. I take that as a yes. Yep, only asking so many fake streams. Nah, definitely real, man. It's not one of the ones where you put this up and everyone thinks you're in a buy from the lows and you're running a 20 or 30k, 50k, 100k, 500k profit, whatever it is. It's none of that, mate. We wait patiently. We have a plan. For instance, my plan today is more to the downside here on gold. To have what we call, and you would have only heard about it on this stream if people watch regularly, is the interruption candle here on the 1 hour. So if you're looking to see how price reacts to it, normally I'd set a limit order at that candle's low to sell it, but I'm not prepared to do it today because stop loss is huge. So I'm not prepared to do it, and volatility about, I'd rather just wait, see how price reacts to it, even on the 5 minute. But again, just got to be patient. Have the plan, trade the plan, stick to the rules. Should be okay. Even if you get wrecked, it's not something that's going to destroy your account. But once again, guys, I'm not trading my normal account at the minute. I chucked some into a side account, and I'm just messing with that because I just don't trust the volatility. Until it settles down, it could be later this week. It might not even be this week. Who knows? It's just not worth it for me. Ravi, good day to you, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope all is going well. Shop and all. Marco, you're not trained today. I don't blame you, to be honest. You want to see how New York plays out? Yep. I really don't blame you, mate. Byron, gold is a Super Saiyan mode. I'd rather wait for volatility. Yeah, so would I. It happened from memory at one point last year. I don't remember exactly what it was. It could have been the same type of thing when it dumped. I heard from memory it did dump. Make a significant dump on a particular day last year. Something with Trump, some announcement, I remember. Something to do with that. And I remember the volatility, it was the same shit. Like, these candles were huge and it was just untradeable. It's a bit like that, to be honest. Kevin, cool, all good, mate. M. Herbert, what price did you buy your physical silver at? Very hard to get hold at the minute. It's very hard in Oz. Those queues recently outside the bullion shops to actually get physical. Even online, I just buy it online. But I've been buying it all the way up, mate. I first bought in at about $20 US. My average buy-in is probably around at 40, I'd say now. I haven't done the math, but I would assume maybe, no, probably less still, probably around a 35, low 30s to 35. I need to do the maths on it, and I've not done it. But again, I don't care because I have conviction. Do I have enough? Some might think so. I personally don't. I definitely want to have more. Because for me, it's real money. Something I'll pass down to my boy. And it's something that is considered money pretty much everywhere in the world. Gold and silver. Thanks. G'day, mate. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream. Rabi, yes, I remember when China went into sell-off. Went down 3, yeah, in a day. But currently situation dumping almost 3 to 4k pips a day. Yep. Yeah, it was something like that. It was just crazy, and it's the same shit at the minute. So it doesn't make it easy, and I'm really cautious because I don't want to. I mean, one bad trade could really screw an account. That's why I've just opened, or it's just not worth it. I'm just gonna shift some money into a side account and just trade that for the time being. Cattle, I'll just call you Cattle. Got any entry looking at the moment? Not really, just looking for the pullback to see where it stops at, especially that 4600 flat sort of region. This week I want to see how price reacts to it if it pops up to it. There's nothing wrong with just observing the market and letting it do its thing for the time being while it's really volatile, coming close to obviously London Open as well. Be very, very tempting to try and jump into the juggernaut here. But you can also, again, absolutely wreck yourself. What's this say? Was it NWA, was it? You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Probably wrong. I can't remember who it was. But it's true. Rugby looking at high time frames. Gold looking back to yearly open, almost there, around 43.10. Oh, is it? Wow. You're right. Yeah, wow. All of a sudden it's not 20% or whatever it was for the year. Ice Cube, that's it. And Rid to bin in. Thank you for confirmation. Yeah, now I know. Ice Cube, you check yourself, wreck yourself. Something ain't good for your health. That's something like that. I can't remember. But it wasn't that with NWA? I thought it was, to be honest. Could have been after that. Easy E, what, he was unreal, man. Easy E, what a rapper. Obviously it didn't make it very far, unfortunately. Just wasn't safe, was he? Bloody good rapper though, wow. I would say probably up in the top few of all time. Yeah, rest in peace. Let's look at German 40 popping back up again, just zigzagging up, down, printing barcodes as it does. And it's likely going to make a big move shortly. Which direction? Who knows at the minute, really. How to trade a German 40? Still not convinced on any particular strategy or entry type. It could even have to be the 1 minute, to be honest. Rejecting a level, waiting for it to pop below a support, close below a support. No, not that I ever use trend lines, but perhaps it could involve the break of a trend line. I have no idea. I still need to work on it because I just don't trust the volatility on it as well. My members, I will be on with you guys later, so you guys know the drill. I forgot to mention it in the chat. Any questions for today's education session, feel free to pop that into the VIP chat. And if you're not there, it's all good. I'll record it and I'll answer it for you. Thanks. Happy birthday, brother. Thank you. Wishing you a fantastic day. Thank you for all your guidance over the past 2-3 years. Your mentorship has truly made a difference in my training. Nice one, mate. Nice one, brother. Appreciate the kind words. Yeah, got some nice messages recently as well from some of the older members who were part of the team but have moved on, thanking me for some of what they've learned and showing me some of their progression. So it's really good to see the guys progress. Well, let's see if we're going to actually turn over here and close back bearish and just see if there is any way we can get involved, maybe based on the 5 minute having a decent stop loss. Extremely low risk. Grubby, when you get a chance, come to the shop. I'll show you what I created for trading. I think it'll blow your mind. Hard to explain here. Interesting. Sounds good. No worries, mate. haven't forgotten. It's just the time. The weekends I'm normally quite busy as well. But I'll make it down. Alright team, just give me a minute. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. All right. All right, so the poll I sent out into the YouTube asking is gold going to continue to fall? 62% have so far said yes, with 38 saying no, and a total of 24 votes. I said yes. I do believe that, just get the picture, get the funny feeling, sorry, that would continue bearish. Also now with the structure being extremely bearish, but again, long term, extremely bullish. This has not changed any opinion I have of where gold will get to in the future. And I mentioned it all throughout, that there's going to be a dump. You watch, they're going to try to scare the markets, going to try to flush out leverage. And it's exactly what's happened. Didn't think it would happen so soon, but I did say at some point this market's going to dump, really dump. To be honest, I thought it'd be bought back up extremely quickly. Do think it would be bought back up, but it may take a little bit longer. Robert, buy or sell gold? Prefer the sell options, but I don't see yet quality entry. I mean, closure of this M15, it could be one, but it all comes down to stop loss. Wow, so this 5-minute candle is a $40 candle, and it's just closing. The 400 pip stop. Tough, very tough conditions. YouTube guys, if you could quickly just hit that like button for me, be much appreciated. Now, I'm sure I'll hear a lot more about what caused this drop over the next few days, so very interested to hear. And another thing as well, that I kind of want really cheap silver prices for obvious reasons, for, you know, manufacturing, production, that type of thing. I'm not sure if that may have had an effect. The Shanghai markets are closed today. be honest, I'm surprised the CME futures on Friday didn't shut down, because usually when such a big asset class as the metals, I mean, I'm not just talking about gold here, I'm talking about including silver, platinum, palladium, copper, all the other metals. When they tank, usually there's a kill switch from memory around that 10%. You'll see it happen during the pandemic at one point. The market tanked, they had a kill switch and you just couldn't trade. They let things settle again before they reopen. I'm surprised that didn't happen, to be honest. So it means that it's likely orchestrated. To me, it just means there was something more to it. So again, more will be uncovered, I'm sure, throughout the week, because this is not any normal dump. This is a once in a lifetime almost. To be honest, anything over 10% is huge. You had silver dumping 30%. Gold was 12 or something like that. Platinum was, I think, close to 30% as well. Look at that, platinum below 2k. Wow. It was 3k last week, almost 3k. Of it. Sell all day, you think? Look at this rate. I believe there's a high probability it could continue to sell off. All the structure suggests potential downside continuation. Where that may begin to flip is when you at least flip the 15-minute structure, which at this rate won't be confirmed until a close above the resistance at 47.13. If that is to be the case, you're likely going to have a very strong close on the 4-hour candle. That also may suggest we're bouncing off a level of liquidity here to the left. The daily also bouncing off a potential zone, so it bursts straight through the one that it's currently pushing back towards. Tap straight into the one below it and it's bounced off that level, so at 4,400 sort of region. So that to me would suggest that perhaps the uptrend is ready to, resume at that point. Until then, I will be more downside, favoring the downside. Remember, it was oil, I think it was. They shut the markets down because if you remember during the pandemic, oil got to zero. It got below zero, I think it was. So these flash crashes, I was listening to something earlier today, my time. I mean, they happen, but extremely, extremely rare, that, size and nature. The things, how many people are riding this gold silver train and metals train perhaps over leveraged or in leveraged positions? It was, again, it was bound to happen. Ravi, you have to go. Hope you do well today. Catch up soon. Good to see you. You too, mate. You have a good day. I hope your business goes well too, my friend. I'll catch up. Have a good one. There's a lot of interest in silver around at $71 mark, $70. I actually confirmed a structural flip on the daily time frame. So 5 minute forming a bit of structure to the upside here. Alright. Quick question, Justin. Is there merit to market maker theory in terms of manipulation liquidity? Especially how gold prices drop suddenly? Market maker? Well, look, probably, to be honest, but the market maker, to me, is obviously, you know, the big banks in that. So that I believe they're the ones that have tanked this thing to the downside, so they could potentially get back in again at lower positions, but they were, again, forced to because of the Basel III Accord agreement. So yes, in theory, I mean, the market maker, it's about accumulation, manipulation, liquidity, distribution, all that. The Wyckoff sort of theory, I'm assuming. I mean, without seeing the actual Wyckoff chart, I know there's a formula they have. Pretty sure this would be something similar, where you have a big pump and then you dump, and then it builds up accumulation again before it continues and pushes to make the, again, in this case, a new all-time high, and continue the actual uptrend itself. Bill Moincy, mate. Andrew, market makers seem to be countries and their banking policies. Yep, agreed. I honestly couldn't believe it when I saw on Saturday morning my time the price of gold and silver. Wow, what's going on here? Now, definitely wouldn't have been fun because, I mean, Skull Lens admitted to being wiped out. I'm sure some big players were completely wiped out. I mean, you hear stories of people, you know, putting themselves in after such an event, so it's sad. But again, just gotta make sure you're not over leveraged and you're only, you know, trading with money you can afford to lose if it does happen, because again, there is the chance these things can happen. You could get slipped on your stop losses. AWS multimedia, to use candlestick formation as confirmation, e.g. Morningstar. Look, sometimes I'll use that to add confluence. I mean, engulfing candles, I obviously use that. If I was interested in buying gold at that point, that would have been a pretty good signal candle if the stop loss wasn't bloody 1,000 pips. So yeah, I do take notice of them. For instance here, that would have added confluence to a potential sell earlier in the day, rejecting a level of resistance here to the left, and you got that evening star formation. So to me, I think that's a pretty good sign of potential reversal. All right, Skull's tapped into that 1 hour interruption. So let's see what happens here now on the minor time frames. Zenon, what's this? Your trading strategy? It's analyze, confirm, trade. So it's scalping, mate. I use these candlesticks as my signals at predetermined levels based on doing analysis across the board on from the weekly, daily, 4 hour down to the 15. Determining a direction, determining what levels I want to get involved, and looking for my catalyst slash signal candles at that level or at those levels, ensuring I have enough margin to trade in. So pure price action, mate. We've got entries that probably wouldn't have heard of on any other stream, such as the interruption entry, which again on a normal day that would be valid. That sell just here as price tapped in, but today's no normal day, so don't use fair value apps or any of that stuff. So $15 based off of 1 minute candles. Yeah, 100. That's crazy. 150 plus pips just off a 1 minute candle stop loss. Huge candles. This thing in 5 minutes is ripped up. 300 pips plus. Ah. Yeah, good day to you. Welcome, mate. Andrew, 200 USD move into ours. It's just nuts, isn't it? All right. Once again, we are at that 1 hour interruption here. See if we start to form maybe a bit of downside structure on the 1 minute. Again, stop losses. God knows what to do in the minute. Yeah, what should we expect from gold today? Have no expectations. Never have expectations on the markets. Just react to what you see happening, have a plan and react to it. So for me, as long as we remain below 4,700 flat, I believe there's a good chance we will continue bearish and maybe head back down towards the current daily candles low. If we begin to pop above it, we're going to start the flip structure on a 15 and perhaps have a nice strong 4-hour closure. Oops. Back above the resistance here, which is also bouncing off a strong level of support. So that could suggest that the uptrend could be well and truly back on. So that is pretty much the level of importance for me at the minute. 4,700, basically 4,713. Above that, be ready to resume bullish. $4,700, yeah, just above it, 4,713. This resistance is high as 4,713.33 to be exact. So far it's reacting to that 1 hour interruption. Oh, 1 hour IC looking good. M15 at the moment. Yeah, it is looking really good. Really good. But again, stop losses. So it could be best to wait and see how this candle closes. See if the new candle doesn't pop up too far. Issue is, even if you get the confirmation and it pops up just a little bit, may not be enough, and then tags you in, pops back up, creates a deeper low upper wick, it gets tagged out. And it rejects. It looks great, in all honesty. Apart from the fact that the stop loss is just so bloody big. FX firsties is 42.50. It's fair enough. I see potential 43. Augustine doesn't mean it's going to definitely push to 47. I'm just saying if it remains below it, and I believe we could continue further bearish. What would look fantastic here if this 1 minute in gold was bearish, as far as a really strong confirmation that we're ready to reject that 1 hour interruption. But again, to be honest, the best opportunity here is probably to wait to see how the 15-minute closes. Mark in with a FEB just now. That's the 0.32. Close by that would suggest it's a weak bullish close after tapping into the 1 hour interruption. The issue then is obviously going to be stop loss. So if it closes a little bit lower down, creates an upper wick, and let's just say the upper wick is at pretty much a 0.32, you're looking at 150 pips, which is pretty much as good as you're going to get, to be honest. LE 4270, maybe, possibly. Alright, it's pushing through. I mean, obviously to London Open. So are we just spiking up to grab some more upside liquidity before we continue bearish? Remains to be seen. Now let's just see if we could potentially now use the 5 minute. So stop loss would be much the same. An upper wick and a break of that 5 minute candle's low. If it closes weak, bullish. Spreads are okay on IC markets. You're still looking at about a pip for the most part, so it's irrelevant to be honest when gold's skipping 10, 15, 20 pips at a time. Yeah, it's a pretty broad sell-off. You've had the crypto markets, you've had indices as well, had the majors. Man, what am I looking for right now? I'm going to see what his 15 minute closes. If it closed weak bullish, the issue is going to be stop loss. If it closes below his horizontal, it means it's a weak bullish candle after tapping into the 1 hour interruption candle here to the left, this bullish candle. So if it did close below that point and upper wick, and then potential for an entry is a broke low, but again, stop loss is the major issue. Session open volatility is also something to consider. These candles are massive. It's really, really not easy, guys. You know, for me, no. For me, it's still been pretty much the same. Come on, sounds good. Thank you to new sub on YouTube. Guys, don't forget TikTok at some point. Make sure to look me up on YouTube. Same profile name. Haven't watched that video I dropped last week for education on how we can use the 5 minute. It's just a very simple strategy within the 5 minute that presents all the time, to be honest, well, regularly if you were to wait patiently, but for me, I only spend a couple hours a day on the charts. All right, so it looks like we may close back below. Need a bit of an upper wick. It could be a really quick one, guys, so just be careful. You'd be looking for a potential entry below low of the current candle, which is the previous candle, 45.80 to 11, 45.81, 80 roughly. Stop is already pushing 170 pips. Wow. It's the only thing. We're prepared to roll with such a wide stop loss. It's just tough, guys. It really is. Stop losses are way too wide to consider it, to be honest. Extremely difficult because it could easily flip and then off it rocket ships up. But potentially could be in a trade just now. But again, if you're willing to run with 180 plus pip, because it did pop up higher. So yeah, I'm not in it, guys, because of stop loss, but this is what you'd be looking at roughly. I did mention the potential entry point. What I say it was as 80. 4, 5, 8, 1, 80. I did mention as a potential entry. If you stop being above the entry candle, to me that's not safe. But wow, look at that. Yeah, if you are in it, I'd be getting to break even. In all honesty, I'd be definitely at break even because it's just nuts in volume. Anyone actually did anyone take an entry just there? Your chart looks different. It could be what broker you're using, mate, on TradingView. And just like that, you're probably going to be stopped out, break even. That's just how crazy the volume is. So in the first, there you go. So in the first 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, first 3 minutes of session open here, we have moved from high to low, $37. That is just, can you trade this at the minute? It's so difficult. Josh, nice one, brother. Happy to hear it. Nice one, quick in and out. That's the best way to trade it at the minute, to be honest. That's what I've been doing all day, to be honest. Just trying to, if take the entry just in, out. The one this morning was a pretty good one though, to fill the gap on silver. I'm trying to be patient. Good idea, mate, in all honesty. LE97 went out 76, good work. I'm on top step. No, this is live funds, mate. I don't trade with prop firms. Greece? No. Not in a minute. AWS multimeter was late. It's extremely tough, to be honest. Trade Delicious, more into you, mate. How's it going? German 40 spiking up. All right, so good thing is it's making a clear move up. So now I'm gonna look for rejection, and it could be on the 5 minute. You want to see a bit of support forming. I mean, ideally it'd be best to have to happen up at the Asian range high, so sweep the range high and close back below it, because that's a real high probability entry in my opinion, and lines up perfectly with a level of interest here on the 4 hour. What's silver up to at session open? Similar to gold. Very simple, very similar price action here on silver. Popping up ahead of gold though. Would regret removing my limit order. Would, but it's what I've chosen to do, so. GSXR, my record. I'm actually up 20%. That's no lie, but it's just a small account. Again, because I'm not trading my normal account because I just don't trust the volatility at the minute. I don't want to wreck anything, work so hard at it. So if I'm going to risk it at the minute, it's going to be on a small side account, and that's what I've done. And yeah, so it's up 20.7% for the day. That's pretty good return. Still a decent return actually on a smaller account. Still a very good return. Early, do I think prop firms are worth it? Look, I understand the model, and look, both parties benefit in a way, obviously. Well, they benefit because a lot of people fail and make money that way. You guys can benefit because you get access to cash that you may not have otherwise been able to have. But you just got to be really careful, because I had a really bad experience on a very large account, which cost me in itself about 6k Aussie to put all together. Had it passed, was due a payout, was very close to it, to the payout, being able to request it, and this particular prop firm, some bullshit parameter which was not in their, not in any of their regulations, not in any of their rules ever, anywhere, and pretty much locked me out of my account as well. In fact, they did lock me out of my account. I couldn't access my account, so they couldn't give me a hard breach because they knew they stuffed up, because I'd done nothing wrong. I mean, the account was in profit. I was about to request my payout, and then they locked me out of my account. I was back and forth emails trying to sort it out, and eventually it got to 30 days inactivity. It was such a, honestly, it put me off big time. But I've heard, obviously I've seen good things from FTMO. A lot of people get their payouts, no problem. I've seen a payout within 7 minutes of FTMO. The fivers, I know some that use the fivers and said no issues at all. Audacity, I know someone who uses Audacity and never had an issue with them as well. But just gotta be really careful. So it really burnt me, to be honest, put me off, because I mean, I could do a fair bit with 6k on my personal account. That's a fair whack out of my personal account, to be honest, just to have access to another 300k plus account. So I thought, you know, all good intentions. I heard good stories about this prop firm. They changed ownership, and after they changed ownership, it all shit the bed. And it happened to change ownership the few weeks basically before I was about to request a payout. Me and a mate of mine both had the exact same story, exact same issue. FX firstly, waterfall incoming soon, maybe. M Herbert, that's why you got to go with either FTMO or funded next. Legitimate fund, yeah. Well, funded next, not sure. Could be all good. I don't know. FTMO, I do believe though. Did open an account, but I haven't paid for a challenge with it. There, you can't enter a trade in these conditions, but my bot seems it hasn't any problems for the crazy market. Interesting. Yeah, bots, because bots are unemotional. 17k today. So you shouldn't be worried about what gold and silver or whatever's about to do next. If your bot's doing it for you, what are you worried about, mate? Nice work. Enjoy it. The reason why bots in out, because again, bots are unemotional. I see this huge candles, for me, it just, I feel not comfortable because the stop losses are massive. I know I could get wrecked. So that's why I did the responsible thing, knowing that if I was to trade in these sort of conditions, I'm best to do it on a side account. Not going to affect my main account. It's money I can, no problem if I lose it, it's no issue whatsoever. But I can quickly flip it, and that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, it's up 20% again for today, so it's a pretty good start.
Hi guys. Hi Justin.
How's it going, mate?
I'm doing alright. How about you?
All good, mate.
Have you had anything to do?
Sorry, mate?
Any trades today?
Personally, yes. We called one here on gold as well, which dumped a quick 50-60 pips and then popped straight back up. It's very difficult because stop losses are huge. You minimum stop loss is like 150 plus pips in gold minimum, and that's a small one because all these candles are at least 30, 40 to $100 in volume. So How about yourself?
Huge. I had one plan, but I missed it. I lost focus at the very last second, so
What pair?
DAX.
Axe.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at
I
now.
was planning on a buy on that. Yeah, that buy right there.
Yeah.
Yes, on the 5 minutes, it's very clear there. You could see.
Yep.
Perfect.
Tapped into resistance, rejecting.
Yeah.
That just rips session open. Wow. Nice one, mate. Yeah, problem is running demo now. Oh well. Eventually put it to use on a live account. At least you're seeing it do good things. That's the main thing. Elliot will take Asian liquidity high and then back down. That's a possibility. Asian liquidity high though is you're looking at 4885 roughly. So it's far off it. Anything could happen though with the volume and volatility about. Who really knows at the minute? It's not easy. FX firsty taking buys in, then downfall. Possibly now I launched it on a live account 900 USD and it didn't perform well versus demo. I'm thinking that maybe the broker is interfering, run bot my live accounts. What do you think? I mean, most brokers would allow for it. I can't see why you have a problem, to be honest, unless it doesn't allow for maybe a bot is you like using the micro tick data. I'm not sure. Like maybe they don't allow for micro scalping. I have no idea. But for the most part, it should be all good because it's a live account. It's not a challenge account. You're not, you know, got strict parameters to follow. You blow it, you blow it. So I don't think a broker would interfere, to be honest. It's the same bot, scalping. Yeah, I don't think it'd be a broker, mate, unless it's a latency issue. So I'm assuming you may be running a VPS. So you're obviously it's the speed of your entries is pretty much instant. Posted to the next best price, which can make a bit of a difference if it's micro scalping in and out or whatever it's doing. Hard to know, mate, without knowing what the bot does. You open VPS just at the best latency, yeah, you need to. When you're copy trading or running bots or anything like that, you really need a VPS. You have issues with latency. But yeah, all right, guys. Well, that was it. Bit of fun. It's very difficult. So that was the potential entry. Well done if anyone ended up securing any profit. Some of us got lens. You said I should communicate my game plan to you via link. Till now I haven't got answer. I did reply, mate. I did answer your question. Said have a look in the description below. It's all there, mate, in the description below. It'll give you all the details. It gives you my email address, all that. Andrew, and here comes stop loss. Well, that's exactly why it's really risky, to be honest, and guys need to be very careful trading gold if you are trading it today. But yeah, otherwise, decent day. I mean, I've had a really good day personally. Guys, do take care. You know, chill. Don't do anything stupid today. Markets are wild. Let it settle a bit. Might be better a bit tomorrow. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But otherwise, guys, do trade safe. And I will be back tomorrow around the same time. Until then, my team, I will see you guys a little later on. I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, so if anyone has questions for my team, feel free to pop those in the chat in the meantime. In the VIP. TikTok, YouTube, appreciate the support. Until tomorrow, take care. Have a good one. Cheers, team. Bye, guys.